Meister taking on Beast Mode Paul, and you had some pretty hot takes, I would say, coming into this matchup. But I don't doubt you, man, because Beast Mode Paul is an absolute lunatic. But why don't you tell the chat what you were saying?
I'm a believer that this matchup is +1 for Hero. I think that Hero does incredibly well because of that move right there. Side B, 25% to start it off. It beats out uppies out of shield. It pressures Game & Watch in weird ways. Look at that, 2 times already, 47%. And also the disjoints make it hard for Game & Watch to fight.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it is definitely going to be very interesting because I remember for the longest time when people weren't really sure just exactly how good Game & Watch is. I still remember some of you saying that he was bottom 15 at one point when the game first came out. But a very, very common thing for people here is that he struggles with disjoints, which Hero kind of has pretty well, especially that forward air. Gonna be able to take out that first stock.
See, you know what? I love the fact that as it already ripped onto the beginning, we already saw Beast Mode do exactly what we expected. The side Bs dealt the deal, the forward air off stage, but this is Smashville plus Meister. This is a terrible time for anybody. The Nairs will like get big loop damage. His advantage state control are going to be a problem, and that also that neutral B at ledge seems like a bit of an issue for Hero as well.
Yeah, it could very well be that. I mean, that neutral B from Meister, Game & Watch, but specifically Meister. It's Meister's neutral B at this point. The way he gets the setups here, and like, he's very, very good at just kind of placing it just right, so it's going to get right over that ledge. But the problem here is not necessarily the low. I mean, he is going to get some percentage off it, build up some damage. But the bigger problem here is when he starts getting like the forward tilt coming out of it, which he will get. We are going to see the backer to close out that first stock, getting it back to an even stock game. Remember, 55% extra credit so far. Good bucket that sleep. That could have been dangerous.
You know what? I'm actually kind of upset that that doesn't reflect this the sleep instead, because that would have been great. A snooze on the reflect under the center stage, that would have been massive damage. However, you bucket that big old neutral B, you're asking for issues from that oil spill later.
Well, there's a few moves in Hero's arsenal that once they get bucketed, it just like you said, man, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see if Beast Mode Paul, can maintain, his trigger discipline here, not get too caught up and just trying to take these stocks from Meister. I mean, he did a good job taking that first stock, but right now, man, Meister's making the comeback here. Look at all this pressure he's putting down, man. Gonna clean up that second stock just like that.
Meister's pretty much figured out his win condition in this matchup. Off-stage play. Characters who don't have the best recovery or hitboxes on recovery on the way up, at least. Obviously, you got the wind underneath. It is so easy for Game & Watch to just completely harass you off stage. And I think trigger discipline is the best way to describe fighting Meister. If you are too busy pressing buttons on this man's shield, staying in his face, you are going to take so much damage for it.
And there he goes, man. As soon as he pulled out that menu, Meister's just ready to come down with that bucket. Not to get caught up in anything. Oh, no, the recovery. He just did not have enough mana to be able to get back to that ledge. Unfortunate, but Meister going to take a game 1 here, 2 stock, just to really make a statement.
One of the things that I find most incredible about the way that Meister adjusts in his play is the fact that he takes losing matchups and figures them out so quickly. He finds what's the win condition, like against an Ike, a Hero, whoever. Deal with things like the recoveries, and he got all 3 stocks all off stage every single time, just catching Beast Mode Paul in a little bit of an awkward position, that time with a stage spike, but every other time was also just a backer off stage. So if Beast Mode can't adjust around that, we might be looking at Meister just going up in the set.
Yeah, and that's something that's really important here too, is that after that first stock that Beast Mode Paul was able to take off Meister, I feel like that kind of just woke Meister up, just kind of, put in the whole, like, okay, this is how I have to start, recovering or expecting from Beast Mode Paul, is that he's not going to be throwing out these projectiles off stage to try and catch me, in a bad spot trying to take out these stocks. He's going to be trying to come out here with some aerials. And I think Game & Watch and Meister, has just kind of just took that, personally.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of surprised that this is one of the stages that was left available in terms of being able to fight here for Hero, because you kind of want that room to work with. You don't want those platforms in center stage if you're fighting in this matchup necessarily. You want that disjoint. You want side Bs to be live. And Meister left it open. So I think that this might actually work out pretty well, at least for Beast Mode to start. But not so much because of the bucket. That bucket is so strong in this matchup.
Dude, he had a whole bucket of soup just to throw. Yo, he get a 9 out of this, I swear to God.
The titanium set this man is carrying to stand in front of and parry a hatchet man? Excuse me?
Dude, I don't even know if titanium is a strong enough mineral to describe the absolute guts that Meister has.
Man's out here with adamantium, just regrowing them. All right.
It's got to be like Meisterium. Like, we got to make a whole new element, man. Like, that was absolutely insane. That was so brave. I mean, look at that. He's going to take the stock again anyway. Like, I know no stock was taken during that, but just that parry on the hatchet, man, that's got to at least be a clip. Like, that is absolutely insane to do that.
Yeah, and right now, all right, I like the idea behind bounce in a nutshell, but this is just, yeah, it's just going to make Meister nair more often, and he's going to walk up, like, on you. He doesn't need to use fairs on you the entire time, even though Beast Mode's getting hit a lot. I don't know what happened between that last game and this one, but Beast Mode seems to have forgotten that side B is a move, and that has been a real detriment to his success so far.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a very important move, but I feel like BeastModePaul's not really using it as much as he should at the moment. I mean, we're already down 3 stocks to 1. He's got to figure out something here. I mean, I know, listen, we were both BeastModePaul believers, and I still am. But, like, man, Meister's definitely figured out the matchup here, at least in terms of fighting BeastModePaul. And look at that, a 3 stock to clean up game 2. That's tough, man. I don't know what BeastModePaul needs to be doing to change this up.
I think I figured it out, and I noticed it at the very end as he died there. His MP usage has been completely destroyed. Every time that he was able to pressure Meister before, it's because he was regularly holding center stage, getting hits in, and getting an MP up. But in this one, he was looking and kind of reaching a bit for like the bigger spells, but also he spent so much time off stage that his MP kept dropping because he's got to recover. So like the fact that he couldn't keep the pressure on Meister actually takes it away, and side B does have a decent amount of MP use, so I guess that does make a bit more sense.
Right. Yeah, we'll definitely see how things play out from here. But yeah, that MP usage has definitely been or not MP usage, but having enough MP at the end of the match has definitely been a very, very big problem here. And Meister's honestly just been taking advantage of it. I mean, you talked about it earlier. It's just the off-stage play from Meister, just keeping BeastModePaul out there, cleaning up the stocks. And if you keep him out there long enough, he's not going to have any MP to be able to recover. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, you can't play Nooch if you're too busy trying to live the entire time. So that is going to be a 2-game lead currently. And this is something I have never seen out of BeastModePaul personally. We're seeing the Sephiroth come out.
All right, well, we'll see if the Sephiroth's going to be able to do something. I have not seen the BeastModePaul Sephiroth. I mean, we are back here on Town and City. I think the last time we saw a Sephiroth take on Meister in top 8, I believe it was Ned, and I think Ned was able to put him away.
Yeah, I mean, Sephiroth is another character that thrives in that disjoint department. Meister wants everything to do with being up close and personal to you, but on Smashville, you give him the opportunity to do so. Every time that you're getting juggled, you're being forced into the corner, and Meister is going to take advantage of that every single time. It doesn't matter if Masamune is 20 feet long. If he can put you in the corner, you got to get off ledge. That's on you.
For sure. But, I mean, we'll see if Meister's able to kind of get around that. I'm sure Meister has had his fair share of Sephiroths by now. I mean, it kind of happens when a new character comes out, especially as one as iconic as Sephiroth. You're going to see a lot of people trying to play this character, trying to utilize his strengths. And that's actually going to be a big problem, man. You can throw Shadow Flare on the Game & Watch as much as you want, but if you give him the space, he's just going to bucket it, and you're just going to give him a free oil panic. But going to clean up that first stock. All right, BeastModePaul's doing some things.
Yeah, having to deal with the orbs is usually something most people have issues with, but apparently you can just bucket that. And run away, run as fast as you can. Don't get hit by jab, don't get hit by down B. Right. Actually, he might just hold on to it now too because he's at 98, but this is a paperweight character.
And there we go, gonna be able to get right back to stage there, but 137 and gonna run right off stage for the down air. Very brave, but we're able to make it back. And that's a great way to just even up the stocks here. Not too much difference in percentage, which is really not a big factor for Game & Watch because he could just do damage like this. Look at that, 47 already, insane.
I just had a whole revelation just now. I am so pissed that amongst all the characters who struggle in dealing with, well, GG. Yeah, wait, what are you doing? Oh, okay, all right. I like it. Do it to him. So it would be literally the only Keyblade Master in this damn game who actually can fight Sephiroth and deal with his recovery.
Meister, that was absolutely insane, man. What a great setup just to close out that stock. But who else but Meister, man? I know a lot of people like to say that this character's busted or this character's way too strong, and maybe that's the case, but who else is doing it the way that Meister's doing it? And I also want to point out the little stall underneath the stage. We actually saw that earlier in top 64. He was doing it against BMM 40-40-40 going underneath Town and City. And I went into his stream and I yelled at him, and he's like, "Don't worry, man, I got you top 8." And I was like, "Oh boy."
You know what? That's like such a good way to not only stall out invincibility, but it's also another good way to just like annoy somebody. You want to get in their head. You want to get into like you want to make them feel like they got nothing on you. Look at these down airs again. Those down airs beat the up B pretty much every time.
Oh. Okay, but there we go. Gonna try and get some more damage on here. 102 to 89. I thought we were gonna see another stock. Not necessarily a stock. I mean, Sephiroth does have a little bit of weight. You know, not the least. But oh, okay. He's gonna make it back. I thought we saw an air dodge for a second, but nope. Just me seeing things here. But this could be tough. Gonna get the rapid jab, sending him right off stage. 110 on percentage right now. Sephiroth very light. I think he's only a little lighter than Game & Watch, right?
Okay, it don't make no damn sense. That's all I gotta say. This is a very light matchup between these two. Yeah, there you go, get your free bucket. Like now you're at the window where everything for Meister is golden to trade in center stage. He's gonna be using things like those down smashes, those up smashes, especially when you get reckless, because if you trade once, you're dead.
Yep, there he goes, trying to look for that back air once again. And Meister's so good at finding those back airs too. If you go deep, you better make sure you have an option or a way around it, because otherwise you're just gonna be losing right here. Look at that 155, throwing out the Arby's, man. He has the meat, trying to get this edge guard. Won't get anything out of it though. BeastModePaul gonna live just a little bit longer.
Makes so much more sense now why nobody wants to deal with that neutral B. Nobody wants Arby's.
Nobody wants Arby's, man.
And that's going to be a 3-0 victory going to Meister, taking it in a very dominant fashion. And off the rip, BeastModePaul played it exactly how you're supposed to, right? You play the matchup, spacing out Game & Watch. You don't want to interact with Game & Watch too much. But the problem was, as the set progressed, Meister caught on to his openings and his habits. When you swing way too damn much, if you're making your openings obvious, it's very easy for somebody with the caliber of play like Meister to just constantly beat you into the ground for making way too many mistakes.
For sure. I mean, we'll see how, Meister's going to be doing in this winner's finals here. He's going to be awaiting the winner of our next set that's going to be coming up here. It's going to be Omar taking on JB Andrew. Two fantastic players. And honestly, man, just looking at who he's going to be fighting, one of them's a snake, so that's going to be tough. And the other one's going to be, the other one's going to be a banjo. And I just feel like Game & Watch can answer both of those characters so well. JB Andrew does have a few. JB has a few other characters he can bring out. I mean, he's got the what is it? He's got a Cloud. He's got a ZSS that he can mess around with. But I think he's solidly on for this banjo. But hey, before we get to that next set, let's go over some ads here, man. Let's talk about why we are here. Big shout outs to MetaView, man. MetaView is an app for you at home watching this. All you got to do is go on your iOS phone. You can download the MetaView app. It brings you the best Smash clips all in one playlist. And after this tournament, right, tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern,